My name is Medi and this is Tim, and today we are building a ecological board.
Insane. Guys, I'm looking forward so much for this project. I'm building my first eco surfboard. Now the topic eco is a little bit difficult in surfboard building. I just recently saw a clip from a very big brand which was called Our Eco Surfboard, and all they did was using eco resin, which even was not really eco because there is no real eco resin. And they used EPS foam, they used glass fiber, and all the comments down below were full of hate. Guys, how can you call this an eco surfboard? So I'm using recycled foam made of recycled PET bottles. I'm using linen fiber, and other than that I will talk about how eco the board is later on. Because the question if a board is eco is not black and white, it's more like a continuum. Like the boards that are not eco at all are here, and the perfect eco board is here. And I would consider that the best eco-wise wood boards are about here, the ones that don't have a glass coating, because I think the perfect eco board just doesn't exist. Why? Because it would have to be made out of materials that were not shipped from anywhere to anywhere, because obviously shipping produces CO2. The second point is the materials are sustainable, so they have to be made of regrowing plants, for example. Third criteria would be the board lasts very long, like it doesn't produce waste for a very long time. And the fourth point, which is the biggest problem right now, is that if it finally falls apart, then it degrades into soil in a period of time of maybe 2 years. And that just doesn't exist on the planet as far as I know, because even the wood boards, they have to be glued together, so there are multiple materials in these boards, and they just don't degrade. Maybe the wood degrades, but the other parts maybe not. Feel free to comment on that. I'm very curious for these topics. Alright, back to my project. My board will be construction-wise oriented on the windsurfing boards that this small brand from Germany produces. They use a completely hollow construction with carbon, and obviously windsurfing boards have to take much more forces than surfboards, so this technique should work for surfboards, as in my opinion. I hope so. And the last important point that I have to talk about before I can give you the action is I will copy a board that I got from a friend that I already tested to have a comparability afterwards between the eco board and the classical performance surfboard. And the leading question will be, is it as good? Is it a real alternative that is more eco than the classical board? There will be a lot of problem solving, a lot of experimenting in this video, and some of it will be completely new to me. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And because of that, I thought we make this video a little bit interactive. I give you tasks to think about, problems to solve. You can pause the video if you like, think about it, and then compare your solution with mine. And if you have a better solution than I had, then please leave me a comment and we can talk about it. So here is the first problem to solve for you and for me. To copy this board, I need a rocker table. If you don't know what this is, then here's a picture of it as an example. And here's your task. I want a rocker table for this board. Scoop rocker as well as tail rocker. And nose, I don't know how you call it, nose rocker or tail rocker. As you prefer. Just the rocker, no concaves, no V. And we have as material to work with, we have this, which will obviously be the surface of the rocker table. We have those, and they are the same size, and we have those. We have 13 of them, and they are longer than the board is wide, after I made them all longer because I was stupid enough to buy them too short. And of course we have some screws, any size you want. We have this, we have a drill. So this is the task. Build a rocker table, high accuracy, low effort, as fast as possible. Now pause the video, think about it, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, did you have good ideas? Let's compare our solutions. Okay, I made this frame. I had small problems with the screws and the wood splitting apart, but that will be fine. Now watch what I do. If the board is symmetrical, this frame should lay on it evenly because it lays here, but I will double check that because this is really important. Now I need to check if this distance is the same on both sides. Okay, I fixed this to the board now, in the back as well as in the front. So all I have to do now is Alright, and that's it for today. Tomorrow I will strengthen the connection with some screws. I was lucky that there's no real V in this board, because then obviously those strips here would have been in the air here and here, and I would have to measure or lay something under it. But this is perfect. Now we got the rocker table. We start with the actual plate, and this is made out of recycled PET bottles. And it's really similar, it seems really similar to this classical Arex stuff. Like it's...
This is made of recycled beer bottles.
I want to get through this fast because I want to eat, okay? Alright, so it seems very similar in hardness. I don't know if you say that.
Stiff.
No. This feels a little bit stiffer though. And this seems glued together from smaller pieces. And we got this all from Time Out Composites. I don't know if they ship to other countries than Germany, but they ship to me, which is the most important thing. This is the linen fiber, and I'm really curious what this is, how it feels, how you can compare it to glass fiber, carbon fiber. Ooh, sexy Maxi. Oh, be careful with it.
Oh,
be careful with it, because
Told ya, horsehair.
as soon as you do it like this, it will be messed up. I think you have to be really careful if you work with that.
But then it's not vegan, this word.
I'm not planning to eat it. The resin. Nice, they sent me a lot. Woohoo! And those are the gloves, and they are really friendly to our skin. Here we have the pigment, the color eye. You can put this into the resin and then it becomes green. I'm not gonna lie, this stuff is pretty hard to work with. First of all, it seems to take up quite a lot of resin, which is bad for the weight. And especially my fiber was pretty hard to handle because it was unidirectional. I chose this unidirectional cloth because with this fiber I'm completely free to decide in which directions I want the fibers to go. For example, this is the inner side of the shell,
and that's because I put the fibers 90 degrees to the stringer, because this lamination has the only purpose of preventing the shell from getting pushed inside. However, the unidirectional cloths I'm used to are much easier to handle because the single fiber bundles are fixed to each other. Anyway, I should have chosen a proper woven cloth. That would have been much easier to handle, but it would still have taken a lot of resin, I think. Here you can see me preparing the bottom shell for the vacuum process using a plastic film with holes in it, which shows another aspect of a so-called eco-board or board building in general. Even if you use recycled materials, you're still producing a lot of waste while you're building it.
We already have 45 degrees here, and it's standing. Come. Look how it goes up. It's already close to 50. 50, woo!
Why do you do that?
Because the pump overheats.
Yeah.
And this is the air that comes out of the pump, and it's really hot.
Yeah.
Like if the pump runs for 1 hour, you can't touch it anymore. And also if you spill water to it, it will evaporate immediately. And I figured out that this is enough to keep the pump cool.
Yeah.
Because if it overheats, it also shuts down by itself, which would be not good if the board is in the vacuum. So yeah, now we can go and drink the tea. Okay, now I'm excited. How did this come out? I don't expect it to keep its rocker curve now, since the fibers are only this way and there are not a lot of fibers. But still, I'm really excited how my first line of lamination looks like. Oh, how cool looks that? Let me show you. That's really cool. It's pretty hard. I mean, it was hard before, but I'm pretty sure I can reuse that. Nice! Now let's check the stability. As intended, it didn't make any difference to this bending in this direction. It still bends quite a lot.
At this point I realized that I wouldn't be able to work with the foam itself in terms of making it thinner in areas where it wouldn't have to take that much forces, since it was so wobbly even after the lamination now. And I recalculated how heavy the board would come out if I would continue like that, and those calculations didn't look good. So basically this is where I realized that the whole project wouldn't go the way that I intended it to go.
In my opinion, a good board is durable, lasts long, and is about 3 kilo at the maximum. With a conventional construction, I built my boards with 2.345 kilograms. So 3.5 would be a bummer. So let's try to get it lighter. I don't know how yet, but let's see.